Grenada, Carrico, Pity Martinique, and the rest of the world. I'd like to welcome you to another Mikey Life program. And of course, this is where it all happens. We're talking about the good, the bad, and the Mikey. I hope that you had a good day today. I hope that you're ready to listen to some interesting news. Folks, there are things that you're going to hear here that you have not heard anywhere else. This is news discussed, not told. We're not telling you anything. We're discussing the issues. We're discussing the things that you need to know about. And believe it or not, we have no horse in the race. It's not man that shame bread. It's God. So what we do here is without fear, favor, or ill will. Oh yeah. With that being said, these are the things we'll be talking about tonight. Update on challenges resulting from broken 12-inch main at Maras Hill. Statement from the government of Grenada on diplomatic appointments. Grenadian NYPD tow truck driver dies after heart attack behind the wheel. Vehicle crashes into the tunnel entrance. Journalists taking issues with statements made by the former Prime Minister, Tillman Thomas. Serious tension in Dominica as election nears. We have that and more to tell you about on tonight's program, people. All embrace all yourself. It's the good, the bad, and the Mikey. All you. Don't say I didn't tell all you. The thing go nice as usual, and I like to ask, what's breaking the internet? We're going to talk about that and more when we return. For the first time viewers, don't make it the last. Come back again. You know what I mean? And keep coming. We're taking a break. And when we come back, it will be real news in Ole Lily Lolo. We want all to know that the headlines was brought to you to the kind compliments of WPG10. Folks, we will be back shortly.
Are you looking for generators to rent? Then call Wagity Generator Rentals. We rent a wide range of generators: 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, also 20,000, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, and 150,000. We are located in building number 6, Frequente Industrial Park, Grand Anse, St. George. Or give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Wagity Generator Rentals. We are Grenada's standby power people.
Introducing the Spice Isle Jewelry Grand Christmas Sale. Get up to 40% off on our stunning collection of silver and gold jewelry above $115. Visit us to see our fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and our unique handmade pieces. Repair service second to none. Best value for scrap gold. At Spice Isle Jewelry, there's jewelry for everyone, so shop and save today. Treat yourself or someone you love this Christmas with something special from Spice Isle Jewelry. Serving you since 1986. Located on Grenville Street, St. George's. Call 440-3155 or 415-3155. And shop number 19, Spiceland Mall, Grand Anse. Call 440-6648 or 537-7801. Sale ends December 31st.
It's the first annual KFC Come Laugh With Us comedy show.
Daddy, that misquote me. I did not say that she looked like the monkey. I said that the monkey looked like her.
This show is endorsed by the Ministry of Culture. December 14, National Stadium. Gates open 4 p.m. Show starts 6 p.m. Featuring live from Nigeria, Emanuela and Success, and the Mark Angel Comedy Group.
He took your sense.
Oh,
because his mother still has sense.
From Jamaica, hilarious Granny, Johnny Daly. From Trinidad, Alan the Entertainer. From Barbados, Rick. From Grenada, Robert White and Dillion Walton. Doctors. Ticket price. Kids under 16, $30. Kids VIP, $80. Adult early bird, $50. $60 regular. Adult VIP early bird, $150. $200 regular. You can make sure to get those tickets at all KFC outlets on the island. Grenada Optical, Granance and St. George's, Heather's Boutique, Kitten's Pharmacy, Granance, Mitchell's Health and Wellness, Licks and Bites, St. David's Pharmacy, SOG Foods, Westerhall. Make sure to get your tickets for the first annual KFC Come Laugh With Us comedy show. Be there. You, yes you, we welcome you to a new era. Genesis, Genesis, Genesis. 31st December 2019, All Year's Night, featuring the headline band from Antigua, the original Burning Flames. Burning Flames. Burning Flames, plus more, live at the Spice Basket Courtyard. Get your early bird tickets, 80 EC. Couples early bird tickets, 150 EC. Online at gotofab.com and your regular ticket outlets for a new era. Genesis, Genesis, you, yes you.
National Karaoke Competition Grand Final is here. This Saturday, December 7th, 8 p.m. at the Spice Basket. Over 15 of Grenada's top karaoke singers in keen and exciting competition, including the defending champion, with a whopping $15,000 in prizes. Admission adults $25, children under 12 pay $15. This Saturday, December 7th, Spice Basket, 8 p.m. Sponsors: Guardian General Insurance, Glenelg Natural Spring Water, Duty Free Caribbean, Grenada Bottling Company Limited, Andel and Associates, Grand Graphics, DGSA, George F. Hagens, and Netherlands Insurance. The Claxcoat National Karaoke Competition Grand Final. See you there.
All right, folks, so welcome back. And again, it's a pleasure to be with you for today. And folks, the first thing that I want to tell you about, boy, as we would have monitored a report on the CMC news organization relating to the ease of access now to receive your Canadian passport. It seems like this is hot bread and butter these days now. They said that building on a government commitment made earlier this year, Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, says it is now easier for foreign nationals, including Caribbean immigrants, to apply for temporary and permanent resident status within Canada. On Tuesday, the Immigration Agency said foreign nationals applying from within Canada for temporary or permanent residence or to extend or renew their visitor visa or work or study permits will need to have their fingerprints and photo taken and can do so at any of the 58 designated Service Canada locations across the country. Says that this means individuals will now save time and money by being able to give their biometrics within Canada. It said in a statement, it said that Canada has collected biometrics, fingerprints, and photos on most foreign nationals applying for temporary or permanent residence since December of 2018. It says having biometrics helps immigration officers verify people's identity, which makes processing applications easier and simplifies entry for legitimate travelers, IRCC said. It also makes it easier for officers to stop individuals who pose a risk to the safety and security of Canada and Canadians. The IRCC said people can apply online or by paper as they have always done. Applicants who receive a biometrics instructions letter will be able to give their fingerprints and photo at designated Service Canada locations across the country by appointment. The IRCC said the appointment must be made in advance through an easy online booking tool at canada.ca/biometrics. It said applicants, including those in Canada who will be traveling outside the country, can also give their biometrics at a visa application center, the VAC, in any country that they are legally allowed to enter. The IRCC said Canada has one of the most extensive networks of vacs worldwide, with 160 locations in 108 countries. Fingerprints and photo collection and recognized as one of the most reliable ways of identifying people and are used by more than 70 countries worldwide. Says that we will enhance the efficiency and integrity of the immigration system in Canada, said Canada's Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship. So, I mean, that sounds good, all right, for people who are in Canada who wants to regularize themselves and, yeah. Right, we're moving on. Well, there was no school today at the T.A. Marisho Community College, and they say that, that particularly the Tanting campus, and they say that was due to water interruption by NAWASA. All right, so they sent out a bulletin earlier today to advise persons that there will be no classes and no operations by the administration. And speaking of NAWASA, they have sent out an update on what's going on there. Boy, it's been a real struggle. And so we received an update from NAWASA, and they say that the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA, advises the general public that work on repairs and stabilization of a broken 12-inch main at Maras Hill is nearing completion. The 12-inch main was broken on Monday, December 2nd, 2019, as a result of work being undertaken to repair the broken road. Now, due to excavation of the area, the soil supporting the thrust blocks or concrete support for the pipe became loose, weakening the support and causing the pipe to break. Since then, the pipe was repaired twice. Crews worked well past midnight on Monday, December 2nd, repairing the pipe, which unfortunately broke again within hours of being repaired because of continued soil movement. 2 teams returned to Maras Hill on Tuesday, December 3rd, where the broken pipe was again repaired and the thrust blocks replaced. Now, due to the fact that concrete works had to be done to stabilize the pipe, it was not possible to immediately reopen the system, as the concrete needs time to harden. Now, the teams are again at the site today, Wednesday, December 4th, doing soil compaction around the thrust blocks to ensure added support is in place prior to the system being reopened. While undertaking the final activities before reopening the system, another issue surfaced that required additional concrete works to be done. This was done on the morning of December 4th, 2019, that is today, and it is now anticipated that restoration of supply to consumers will begin during the course of tonight, Wednesday, December 4th, 2019. NAWASA water trucks continue to provide support, especially to institutions and schools, but unfortunately are unable to deliver to everyone individually. The National Water and Sewage Authority say they want to apologize to all affected consumers for the inconvenience caused as a result of this unfortunate event, and would like to thank consumers for your patience and understanding as they work towards the delivery of a safe, adequate, and reliable water supply, they say. So at least they say that, things looking a little brighter, and it is very likely that you will be able to start receiving water as of tonight. We are moving on. How are we looking for a time? The government of Grenada categorically denies the allegations which were recently made in the media regarding the CBI program, as well as the issuance of diplomatic passports. The government further states that no one has made any campaign contribution in order to be appointed as an ambassador. Neither is there any requirement for individuals to make campaign contributions in order to be considered for an appointment. Citizenship by investment programs are well-established investment programs internationally, which are maintained by many countries, including the United States, Canada, and the UK. Grenada's CBI program has been ranked as one of the best-run programs by the IMF, World Bank, and other financial institutions. There were many unfortunate pronouncements which have led to confusion following a recent well-publicized television documentary, which leaves the erroneous impression that the issuing of diplomatic passports in a national extension of is a national extension of or in any way related to the CBI program. Now, the two are governed separately and have their own rules for implementation under clear policy guidelines. In this press release, the government says further, the government of Grenada has a clear and distinct policy which has been in place and implemented by all administrations since 1974, which governs the appointment of diplomats. That policy is consistent with international norms that have been set out under the Vienna Convention, which governs these matters. In fact, it is important to note that a diplomatic passport does not automatically grant immunity to the holder. The only appointments that are subject to diplomatic immunity, according to the Vienna Convention of Diplomatic Relations, are officials who are accredited by the receiving state, ambassadors at large, as per international protocol, while they benefit from certain courtesies, have no diplomatic immunity anywhere since they are not accredited by a receiving state. Hold on, Hold on. Me cuss. Hold on. I look up permit me to cuss somebody. Just a minute. You know what I mean? Just permit me to cuss somebody. I tell the black people ever, you're telling me. The devil is a liar. We're going again. All persons considered for appointments must A, be of good reputation and proven competence, B, not have any criminal records, C, possess the skills necessary to function in the designated role, and D, submit to rigorous and satisfactory due diligence checks prior to and at any time during the appointments. It is categorically false that diplomatic appointments are for sale and have in any way been bought by non-nationals who currently serve the interests of Grenada overseas. Any attempt to tarnish the name of Grenada and the people of Grenada can be rebutted with facts. While the Al Jazeera documentary admitted in several instances that they were only making allegations and by their own admissions state several times that they could find no facts to substantiate their claims. The government of Grenada reassures the nation that its diplomatic appointments as well as its CBI program are conducted with the highest levels of integrity. And that is a dispatch that we received before coming on the program from the government, refuting claims that they are involved in any kind of shady business relating to the CBI program. We are moving on. How we looking for time, people? All you. The next thing that we have to tell all you about, boy, a Grenadian lost his life, you know, while on duty in the US. You know, it's crazy stuff. NYPD tow truck driver, he died on Monday night after he suffered a heart attack, according to reports, while behind the wheel, and he crashed into a tree in Brooklyn. And that's what the authorities are saying. The driver, identified as Anthony Edgehill, was driving his truck just before 7 p.m. on Flatbush Avenue near Avenue R in Marine Park when he had the heart attack, according to cops. He then lost control of the tow truck and smashed into a tree, authorities said. They say that medics rushed him to the Mount Sinai Hospital in Brooklyn in serious condition. They say Edgehill died at the hospital soon after. You understand? They say that he attended the GBSS in the 1970s and is Grenadian. You know, rather unfortunate situation there. You know what I mean? I say, Jano. I saw some people commenting, saying that well, they know the man. You understand? But, we're moving on. Folks, today, something very weird happened. A vehicle attempted to drive through the tunnel as every other vehicle. The problem is, the tunnel is what, 7 feet tall or in height? So anything less than 7 feet you could pass. But if you are 7.5, 7 or 8 feet or anything beyond that, bet your dollar you could be a square peg in an almost wrong hole. As was the case today. Now some people say, Mikey, I can't wait for when you report that thing on the program tonight. But listen, I can't report this in any particular way. I tried to come up with a caption for the thing today. I kid you not. I failed.
He's saying that first time driving a truck there, he just...
So the truck, what? Disassemble? You know, it's not funny. If you're funny, you're going straight to hell, because it's not funny. You understand? No. So at least we are happy that this situation didn't turn out worse. You understand? Because it could have been worse. I mean, a lot of people stopped by to see what was really going on there. You know what I mean? People taking pictures, you know, it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like Christmas and you see lights, they're taking pictures like crazy, boy. Traffic was held up just for a bit, you understand? But it cleared not too long after. Yeah, but that one was different, boy. Because, I mean, they've had incidents like that before, but that one is real different because that truck, real high. You know? Yeah. A little better, don't take the man walk and lead the man with the walk. You know, things like that happen, lead the man with the walk. You understand? Things like that happen, you know? When you're a creature of habit, and you know, we are like that sometimes, you know? You're not really conscious. And you know, things like that has happened. You know what I mean? But partners, wow, we know that happening again. Yeah, I mean, feel free, people. Whoever he works for, feel free to give him a same truck like that to drive tomorrow, because we know that will happening again. You know, after that's a serious lesson to learn there. Yeah, so after that lesson, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. It's a wrap. The wrap. I tell you, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Right now, you can give him a plane to fly. You don't make no mistake again. You know, that problem solved. I kid you not. Anyway, lately that talk there. When I tell you problems are serious, I tell you, give him a whole plane to fly and good. Oh yeah. What's breaking the internet? Pum 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 pum. First of all, before we take the joke, let's talk about the serious first. Some journalists in Grenada are taking issue with the statements made by the former Prime Minister, Thelma Thomas, about eating a food. Prime Minister, former, accused the journalists in yesterday's press conferences. It was yesterday, right? Eating a food. Was it yesterday or the day before? Well, I don't stand for it. You understand? So, yeah, problems. And to compound the issue, You know what? Let me just play the clip here. Oh God, oi. I want to tell you, breaking the internet. It is breaking the internet. Here's the former Prime Minister.
Don't ask them all the petty question when you have meet with them, playing games, eating and drinking and making a joke out of the resources of the country. Ask them the hard questions. We have to be independent. People, you're not just eat a food as journalists. You must have some values and standard too. So many people in United States eating food. They got poison just now. Don't.
I don't laugh him. So, some, and I say some, journalists, reporters, and so on are taking issue with the statement made by the former Prime Minister to say, you know, one, he's accusing them of, you know, accepting bribes and stuff like that, you know. And two, well, the whole part about the poison part. Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, I don't quite agree that the poison part is speaking directly about or to journalists. That's just my opinion when I listen to the poison part, because he changed the subject. The subject was no longer, he said, some of them, you know, so I just figured, you know, probably talking about people in general, you know what I mean? But, eat a food part. Let me tell you something. Anyway, let's leave that out. We are moving on. So what's breaking the internet? That same thing, because here we're going on. People put out a set of memes. Yeah, right now, real memes out with the Prime Minister former speaking about cannabis. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'll go see it for yourself, but I don't have to describe it too much. You understand? Azric, make me.
Don't ask them all the petty question when you have meet with them, playing games, eating and drinking and making a joke out of the resources of the country. Ask them the hard questions. We have to be independent. People, you're not just eat a food as journalists. You must have some values and standard too. So many people in United States eating food. They got poison just now.
Oh God. Asha, you boy passionate, huh? You boy passionate. You're telling me. We are moving on. How we looking for time? Alright. All you, we going again. How much time we have? We have time, right? Yeah, we have 2 minutes there, man. We have 2 minutes. We could talk about more thing. Real thing, you know. Oh yeah. A group lobbying for a reduction in taxes and fees on intra-regional Caribbean travel has written to Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, on behalf of 20,000 people who have come together in opposition to the current cost of intra-regional travel and government's role in establishing airfares. Now, this may or may not go anywhere. The spokesman for the group, Citizens Against High Intra-Regional Caribbean Travel Taxes, said that over the past 2 weeks, packages containing copies of the petition bearing more than 20,000 signatures were dispatched to the Office of the Caribbean Community CARICOM leaders and the Guyana-based CARICOM Secretariat. All right? They say, listen, this is the fees and so on, they are just too exorbitant, and it is about time the people speak out against that and something be done about it. And that's exactly what they are doing. Yeah, they are trying to speak on behalf of people like you and me. All right, so let's see how that will go, folks. We're moving on now. All you, the situation in Dominica, it doesn't seem to be getting prettier at all as we are nearing the general elections there. It's only one more day tomorrow, and then election is on the 6th. And as an election nears in Dominica, you have more road blockages, a lot of crazy stuff happening there. I hear that cruise ships are canceling calls, and a whole heap of Bangalang people. I'm not even making it up. There's a Grenadian reporter who's on the scene right now, and we're going to join our colleagues at WPG10 for a special report on what's happening in Dominica.
Big tonight and focus on Dominica. Opposition supporters there set up roadblocks in a number of areas Wednesday amidst the growing specter of the likelihood of violence surrounding the December 6 general elections. The specter of violence rose further by the unwillingness of opposition leader Lennox Linton to condemn protests, mainly in his constituency of Marigot, but also in two opposition strongholds in the east.
The justice issues for the people of Marigot are clear and need to be addressed before we start talking anything about peace. So yes, I support peace in Marigot and everywhere else in Dominica, but I support justice first. And where people rise and stand for justice, I don't have a moral obligation to be talking peace. Because I've been long enough on this world to know there really cannot be any peace without justice.
The protests appeared to be having a bigger economic impact now, with a number of people seeking to do business in Roseau from the northwestern coast unable to get to town because bus service was interrupted because of roadblocks. In the constituency of Salisbury, as seen in these pictures, there was a massive roadblock as protesters using trees, stones, old appliances and tires blocked the road. Scores of residents stayed atop a hill and in one instance rained down stones and other projectiles on two Carib Update reporters before some of their allies asked them to stop. Security forces were expected to move into the area late Wednesday, but some villagers have threatened open confrontation. In a village called Layu in the constituency of St. Joseph, protesters put up roadblocks, but government supporters, with the help of security forces, removed them by mid-morning. By the time our cameras arrived, the road was cleared and the protesters were standing by under the watch of security forces. A little later, heavy-duty equipment was brought in to clear the debris. One lady said the protests were in order.
I understand the dilemma the people, the Dominican people, the Dominican people are going through. And they were doing that for a cause. And they have a right to demonstrate. They were not committing any crimes by doing that. Their frustration brought them to do that thing.
But one government supporter decried the protests and disruptions as counterproductive.
I believe that everybody has a right to exercise their rights, okay? But this is not the best way to do it. Because right now, island-wide, we have children sitting exams. When you do that, you're slowing down the progress, the economy of the country. There was a tourist ship that was supposed to come in. It was cancelled. It's not only labor rights that suffer in. That's what people don't get to their head. Because it's not only labor rights that in tourism, we have UW people in tourism. You know how much taxi driver couldn't go? Because why? No boat. And maybe he's a worker, as we call them. How do he provide for his children today? Then when he doesn't provide for his children, the Prime Minister is to blame. When he wasn't the one that stopped the progress today. You understand me? They're hurting them own selves.
Amid signs of growing tensions, mainly in opposition strongholds, rumors have been afloat of even more violence to come late Wednesday and into the eve of the elections. Well, one of our photojournalists in Roseau is Kitaka Mawuto, who earlier Wednesday ventured into some of the protest areas. Kitaka now joins us from Roseau. Kitaka, tell us about your experiences in the fields today.
It was a very terrifying experience today. Flew in yesterday, came to Dominica to cover the elections, went over to Salisbury. The road was blocked, and actually saw stones fly behind me and my colleagues today. Like, it was actually to the point where my life was actually threatened. So for me, like, tensions are very high in Dominica right now. The supporters who are possibly UWP supporters, they were very irate and angry and in a no-nonsense mood. And but based on what I'm hearing on the ground right now, the UWP supporters are concerned and they are worried and they are angry about the lack of electoral reform. And they are at the point where they are pushing it to the limits because time is not something that they have right now. Elections are Friday. They're crying foul in many different areas, and they are very frustrated by the circumstances right now, and not much time being there to rectify the situation. So it's kind of like a desperation. Also, I'm kind of feeling that they may think that they are not going to win the election, hence they are taking this kind of a desperate route. I also see a very overconfident kind of attitude and energy from the Labour supporters. So I guess all those things mixed together is creating a lot of disgruntlement and anger within the UWP supporters. Hence we're having this kind of a raucous behavior.
I know you've been there just for a day now, but for us who are not, describe your sense of where things are in politics of Dominica tonight.
I think it's a cliffhanger right now. I think even when I was walking through Roseau today, businesses are actually closing early because people are on edge. They're not sure what is going to happen because there's a lot of rumors on the ground that things are going to intensify in the next couple of days. So that has everyone kind of on edge. It's like, what's next? Like, a lot of the roads are being blocked, like vehicles are being burnt, stones are being pelted. So right now it's kind of a cliffhanger. It could possibly reach to an emergency level, in my opinion, based on how things are and if things don't turn out the way that UWP supporters want it to turn out.
Thank you very much, Kitaka. And this is Primetime Caribbean. We will have more news from Dominica right after this. Do stay with us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Wendy and our colleagues at WPG10 for that special report from Dominica. Yeah, it's a bit sticky there. Let's hope that the situation will improve. There are talks that things will intensify in terms of the protest action as we move into tomorrow, getting closer to elections on the 6th. What we know is that the RSS has at least deployed some of its officers in Dominica to help with security there. All right, so of course, let's see how that goes as well. All right, having extra hands on deck might just help the situation out a bit, but it's not good at all. It's really not good at all. All right, so folks, what I think I should do right now, let me just take a quick break, and when I return, what we're going to do is give you the national report. So let's just take a break, drink some water, and return shortly.
Are you looking for generators to rent? Then call Wagity Generator Rentals. We rent a wide range of generators, 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, also 20,000, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, and 150,000. We are located in building number 6, Frequente Industrial Park, Grand Anse, St. George. Or give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Wagity Generator Rentals. We are Grenada's standby power people.
Introducing the Spice Isle Jewelry Grand Christmas Sale. Get up to 40% off on our stunning collection of silver and gold jewelry above $115. Visit us to see our fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and our unique handmade pieces. Repair service second to none. Best value for scrap gold. At Spice Isle Jewelry, there's jewelry for everyone, so shop and save today. Treat yourself or someone you love this Christmas with something special from Spice Isle Jewelry. Serving you since 1986. Located on Grenville Street, St. George's. Call 440-3155 or 415-3155. And shop number 19, Spiceland Mall, Grand Anse. Call 440-6648 or 537-7801. Sale ends December 31st.
It's the first annual KFC Come Laugh With Us comedy show.
Daddy, don't misquote me. I did not say that she looked like the monkey. I said that the monkey looked like her.
This show is endorsed by the Ministry of Culture. December 14, National Stadium. Gates open 4 p.m. Show starts 6 p.m. Featuring live from Nigeria, Emanuela and Success, and the Mark Angel Comedy Group.
He took your sense.
Oh,
Because his mother still has sense.
From Jamaica, hilarious Granny, Johnny Daly. From Trinidad, Alan the Entertainer. From Barbados, Rick. From Grenada, Robert White and Dillion Walters. Ticket price: kids under 16, $30. Kids VIP, $80. Adult early bird, $50. $60 regular. Adult VIP early bird, $150. $200 regular. You can make sure to get those tickets at all KFC outlets on the island: Grenada Optical, Granance and St. George's, Heather's Boutique, Kitten's Pharmacy, Granance, Mitchell's Health and Wellness, Licks and Bites, St. David's Pharmacy, SOG Foods, Westerhall. Make sure to get your tickets for the first annual KFC Come Laugh With Us comedy show. Be there. You, yes you, we welcome you to a new era. Genesis. 31st December 2019, All Year's Night, featuring the headline band from Antigua, the original Burning Flames. I command you to jump, 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 jump. Burning Flames. Burning Flames, plus more, live at the Spice Basket Courtyard. Get your early bird tickets, 80 EC. Couples early bird tickets, 150 EC. Online at gotofet.com and your regular ticket outlets for a new era. Genesis. You, yes you.
Yes, it's going to be off the hook now, folks. What we have for you right now is the National Report.
Government reassures the nation that its diplomatic appointments as well as its CBI program are conducted with the highest levels of integrity. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Wednesday, December 4th, I am Rakisha St. Louis. The government of Grenada categorically denies the allegations which were recently made in the media regarding the CBI program as well as the issuance of diplomatic passports. The government further states that no one has made any campaign contribution in order to be appointed as an ambassador, neither is there any requirement for individuals to make campaign contributions in order to be considered for an appointment. Citizenship by investment programs are well-established investment programs internationally, which are maintained by many countries, including the US, Canada, and the UK. Grenada's CBI program has been ranked as one of the best-run programs by the IMF, World Bank, and other financial institutions. There were many unfortunate pronouncements which have led to confusion following a recent well-publicized television documentary which leaves the erroneous impression that the issuing of diplomatic passports is a natural extension of or in any way related to the CBI program. The two are governed separately and have their own rules for implementation under clear policy guidelines. The government has issued a statement saying that it has a clear and distinct policy which has been in place and implemented by all administrations since 1974, which governs the appointment of diplomats. That policy is consistent with international norms that have been set out under the Vienna Convention, which governs these matters. In fact, it is important to note that a diplomatic passport does not automatically grant immunity to the holder. The only appointments that are subject to diplomatic immunity according to the Convention on Diplomatic Relations are officials who are accredited by the receiving state. Ambassadors at large, as per international protocol, while they benefit from certain courtesies, have no diplomatic immunity anywhere, since they are not accredited by a receiving state. All persons considered for appointment must A. be of good reputation and proven competence, B. not have any criminal record, C. possess the skills necessary to function in the designated role, and D. submit to rigorous and satisfactory due diligence checks prior to and at any time during the appointments. It is categorically false that diplomatic appointments are for sale and have in any way been bought by non-nationals who currently serve the interest of Grenada overseas. Any attempt to tarnish the name of Grenada and the people of Grenada can be rebutted with facts. Even the Al Jazeera documentary admitted in several instances that they were only making allegations and by their own admission stated several times that they could not find facts to substantiate their claims. The government of Grenada reassures the nation that its diplomatic appointments as well as its CBI program are conducted with the highest levels of integrity. Continuing with the news, the leader of government business in the Senate says government will take legal action against those responsible for the production of a podcast, which claims that Grenadian politicians have accepted campaign money in exchange for diplomatic passports from wealthy businessmen. Senator the Honorable Simon Steele on Wednesday said Grenada's Citizenship by Investment program is not associated and has not been associated with any political bribes. He said the program is done through due diligence and has been rated one of the best in the region. Al Jazeera Investigative Unit, an international TV network, released part 1 of a 4-part series of the podcast on November 25th, 2019.
We will not be distracted from this. The programs that we have in place are transparent, are accounted for. The Grenadian CBI program, our treatment of this program, we are viewed as the gold standard within the region, Mr. President. The levels of due diligence that we apply, applicants are actually frustrated because it takes so long because we are so thorough with it. What happens in other countries is not our concern. All we have control of is what we do here, and what we do here is proper, Mr. President.
Senator Steele says there is an ongoing battle between countries within the region and developed countries with similar competitive CBI programs. The intent of the developed countries is to get the region to cease their various CBI programs.
The promotional ad to that documentary, and one of the journalists, a British journalist, made the comment, if you know how this offends me, made the comment, we in the UK have this exact program. The difference with the Caribbean is that they are desperately poor. That we are desperately poor. What does that mean? What does that mean? Some neo-colonialist nonsense? They can do it. They can exploit it. But because we are who we are and where we are, and because we are desperately poor, we shouldn't do it.
He says the circulation of the video on social media and via other means will not distract the government from being productive, sustainable, and accountable.
Measures, legal measures will be taken against those who have slandered the good name of this country. We have to protect the good name of this country, Mr. President. And action will be taken, but will not distract us from doing what is right and what's in the interest of the people.
There are also claims against Dominican politicians, which have resulted in major unrest in the country ahead of the December 6th general elections. This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break.
This is it. The moment is here. It's the 16th annual Republic Bank Right Start Cup Youth Football Finals, featuring top players from secondary schools competing in 4 categories. The final showdown takes place at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium on Thursday, December 5th, starting with the junior boys at 10 a.m., followed by the girls open at 12 noon, the senior boys B Division at 2 p.m., and the senior boys A Division at 4 p.m.
Still a chance here. Edge of the box.
Who will emerge as champions in 2019? Don't miss the 2019 Right Start Cup Youth Football Finals. Sponsored by Republic Bank.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Welcome back. A brand new state-of-the-art Leica F20 surgical digital microscope has been installed at the General Hospital Operating Theatre. The EC $226,987 German-engineered device was installed on Monday with the assistance of the hospital's biomedical team, ophthalmologist and ophthalmology surgeon who will be using the device in the coming days. A representative of the company who guided the installation process says the machine is capable of conducting high-end retina correction procedures and allows the specialist to perform his work using an ultra-high-definition digital monitor. The device, which came with some additional accessories and a 2-year warranty on parts and servicing, is expected to be put into use as early as next week. Dr. Lilia Santos Diaz, a Cuban-trained ophthalmology surgeon at the General Hospital, says having waited for some time to obtain the ultra-modern device, she and her team are very excited to now have it installed and ready for use.
I'm very happy with the new microscope because we're waiting for new microscope around 1 year now, and now this microscope is very good for Grenadian people because they're waiting a long time for some surgery, and it's much better because when the visitor doctor come, they can use our microscope for surgery in benefits for the Grenadian people. We have 100 people in the list waiting for cataract surgery because until today we can waiting for the new microscope.
Biomedical engineer Kishana Batiste gave the assurance that the equipment will be properly and regularly maintained.
We're very happy to finally have the microscope on the island. It's been years that we've been asking for a new microscope because the one we had was really in poor condition. And now that it's here, we will take really good care of the equipment, maintaining it on a regular basis, and we'll also ensure that the various field engineers come in at least once every year to do all necessary inspections.
The arrival and installation of the new digital medical device was promised by Health Minister Honorable Nicholas Steele less than 2 weeks ago in his contribution to the national budget presentation, during which he announced that government was committed to the upgrading of diagnostic and other medical equipment and services. That story just ended the national report for today, Wednesday, December 4th. Let's recap the top story. Government reassures the nation that its diplomatic appointments as well as its CBI program are conducted with the highest levels of integrity. On behalf of the entire news team here at the Government Information Service, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
Thank you very much, Rakisha, and everyone else who were responsible for the national report. All right. What else do I have to tell all you about, boy? Yeah. This event is going down, and of course, we want to let you know about it for all the karaoke lovers out there, man. You're looking for to participate in some sort of karaoke event. Now, I realize that this is one of the karaoke events that people are talking about. December 5th to the 23rd, all right? This karaoke competition is open to everyone at the Cruisers Bar. that's located at the Clarkscourt Bay Marina and Boatyard. All right, so participating that it's going to be from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Registration fee is only $10 EC, and the deadline for registration is December 12th. All right, over $2,500 in cash and prizes to be won. So that's going down at the Cruisers Reef, Clarkscourt Bay Marina, and Boatyard. It's a karaoke competition with a difference. All right, folks, and so that's it right there, and that's as far as we can go for tonight. Let's say good day to Angel, Diane, Camille, Rolanda, Rosa, Selma, Peter, Jane, and Zaka, Ala, Mom, Lintana, Mike, and everyone else on the program. We want you to know that we appreciate you a whole lot. All right, guys, God bless you and your family. We're gonna, hey Danica, I see that you're there, and Charles, I see that you're there as well. Okay, so Charmaine, I see that you're there as well. Doris, the whole crew, thank you for watching. All right, Lee, Lisa, and yeah, the Lewis family, Deborah, and the crew, Ezran. God bless you guys. All right, we're gonna touch base tomorrow, God's willing. Again, we're gonna have more. We have a live for you tomorrow as well, so you can look forward to that, guys. God bless you. Have a good one. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we all say ja no. Good night, everybody, and please be back with us tomorrow, God's willing, for another program. Take care.